Good evening, everyone. Got you muted for a few moments so that way I can walk you through how Canva is. Hope everyone's having a great week. Once we have this recorded, we'll go ahead and share that out again through MailChimp. And again, working then with the D3 Webmaster to put these links up on the website. So again, people then in the future can look back and see what's been going on and what they can do to help move their clubs forward with marketing. I'll go ahead and share my screen. We'll get started right away. Now, Canva is an online program that's in the browser. And I've been working with it for about 2 years with a couple of clients. They like it. It works out pretty well for them. I like the fact that it's in the browser because you don't depend upon someone knowing a specific type of software or a version of a software. I also like it because it doesn't depend on whether or not you have a Macintosh versus a Windows computer. It does require for you to sign up for a free account. And as you can tell, I've gone ahead and I've logged in as the district PRM so you can see what's been going on. This is the design that we have for our new ad that's going out in the Small Business Expo booklet that should be coming out just before our event on the 31st. When you log in, after you create your account, you have access to the designs you've made, which I haven't made that many in here yet. But it gives me options for card, for cards, invitations. These are all print cards here up to the letterhead. You can also do a flyer, which could go online as well as in print, but typically on print. You can explore this, which is now at the moment in a beta mode, but it'll take you through almost like a walking through tutorial that I won't go through with you tonight, but to show you how to do some of the things that are in Canva. Things that are shared with you, you can create a team, your brand, or you can find templates to do. Once you are in here, the first thing I want to do is create a design. I can either pick something from here, and if I click on the more, it opens up to more stuff. And this is what really got me excited. Social media posts, and they're all sized for the posts that you're trying to make, whether they're Facebook, a long Pinterest graph, Instagram, you name it. Other print documents like magazine cover, or a resume if you wanted to. Blogging and ebooks. Now, Microsoft PowerPoint works really, really well at creating ebooks and, obviously PDFs and PowerPoint, but you can also convert them into an ebook in case anyone's thinking of doing that. They work real well with that. This is another arena that works well with that. You can make a desktop wallpaper, any kind of marketing material, posters, menus, flyers. Once I saw this, and again, a Facebook event cover, how many of us ever wanted to create an event and didn't know the size? This keeps up with it, has it to the maximum size. Facebook will resize it for you, depending on the medium. So as robust as this is a great tool I wanted to show everyone. Now let's say you have something that's custom like what I created, which was actually 7.5 inches wide by 10 inches tall. You don't really see that here, even the letterhead is 8.5 by 7. If you hover over them, you can see the sizes, whether they're in pixels, centimeters, or in inches. So at that point, you can create a custom dimension in the upper right-hand corner. If I click on that, you'll get your inches and your height in pixels, millimeters, or inches. I already typed this in. Let's do 7.5 inches by 10, and I'm going to change the pixels to inches. Click the design, and it gives you a blank canvas or canvas to start on. It will open a new window or tab where you're at. There are layouts that show you where you can put your elements, like a big picture underneath, backing up the big picture on the right, just having one big open one. Text that you can use, and these are texts that say, for example, they're organics. When you use them, it does. I'll see that in a minute. But you can write words from text. Okay, elements, your photos, and most of the photos in here I found really are free. You might pay $1 Once in a while, maybe $2, but most of it's free, and you can upload your own stuff as well. There's a upload button for that. Background colors, palettes, things that you can use. You can search for terms. If you're, say, looking for a dog, and maybe you're looking for it in a photo, it'll show you pictures that, again, some are purchased, most are going to be free, or you can upload your own. So if I go to uploads, you can see some of the things I've uploaded to play with. And what I'm going to do is try and recreate as best I can the you saw. I'm going to drag out a picture of our guys. And really, it is, once you upload it, it's that simple. Just drag it out there. These little round things are handles, and you can resize just by clicking and dragging. I'm not holding any other key. You could bring it inward to do it. If you hold a key, it does a funhouse thing with it. So I would recommend not holding any kind of a key. If you're on C, if you hold down your control key and hit your Z or zebra key, it'll undo the last action. You also have an undo up here that will go back to one last action prior, or a redo to go forward one in case you undid and then decided you really want to do it. Shrink it down here. Bring out our little Toastmasters logo where leaders are made. And put that here. One thing I've learned over the years to remember, and it took me a while to remember this, going to school helped a bit with it. Everything that you put in your advertisements, whether it's a social media post or a flyer that you're going to hand out to people or use as a JPEG to email as an invitation to people, everything is an element on a layer. So the object of the game is how many elements you want on the page and how many that you want to make an impact with. When it comes to text, keep it simple, but at the same point, make sure that you can work with it and make sure that it's all consistent. For example, if you have too many things on the page, it's a little tough to work with. Get that real quick. Grab something a little smaller to work with, start with. Up here, it'll tell you what the font is that you're working with, and you can change it. It's got a lot of fonts in here. They do not have our fonts from Toastmasters in here. That's a paid feature. This is my ongoing discussion with the district to see what we can do. You can change one other than the other. So it can get smaller. Bring it inward. So that way you don't have this great big of a thing to work with, smaller thing to work with. Zoom in and out. Control. There's a lot you can do. At this point, it's a lot like Microsoft Word. It can be just about anything. And then you can retype over it. And you can move it around. Once you get the 4 arrows together, you can move it around. You can resize it. Fit in any space you're trying to fit in. I think not be the size I actually picked. That's odd. But that gives you at least a little bit of an idea here, at least of how to start an idea for creating something. The way I learned how to do things when I was doing school years and years ago, go out and look at advertisements, whether they're in a magazine, a newspaper. Now we've got things we can look at online by doing a Google search. Get some of the things that you see there. Once you're done with the design, you can give it a name, add a heading. It'll read about every 20 seconds or so. You don't have to worry if you've ever saved it, but you can also save your last design. It may ask you to rename it or give it a name. You can share it with someone. You can actually send them an invitation to an email address to share the design. The part I liked best was the download. This is where I got really excited. A ping is an online format. It takes out the background. So if you're designing something, not put a background color to even background color it will come through as transparent. So be careful using this one, but it is for online work, like social media or websites. You pull this down, you also have your JPEG, and then I saw the PDF, got very excited. I can download this to my computer as a PDF to print. I can put it on a flash drive, and I can take it then on the flash drive, then take it to like Staples or my printer in my office, and it's ready to go to print. You could post from it, tweet, send to an email, whatever else you want to do with it once you've got it. Once it's done, you'll see something possible. You should see something to download. I think it goes straight to desktop on a Mac, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So if I open this up in that folder, I can see it right here. And if I click on it, I can ask my Adobe Acrobat to open up so you can see what it looks like as a PDF. And for that to download, I'm also going to download a JPEG and open it up in the browser so you can see that. But this program is just very cool, and it has a lot of potential. Open that for you. Not the size I did. I'm not sure what, if I accidentally clicked on possibly millimeter instead, but that would be if it were the right size. I must have clicked millimeter on instead. I apologize, folks, but that would be what I just did. Now, the other part that's a paid feature, which again is why I'm trying to talk to the district about things with cost on this, resizing that's a paid feature, unfortunately. That means I have to go back to the drawing board and resize it again. Yeah, for whatever reason, it says 0.417 inches.
All in your mouth.
417 inches. That gives you an idea again of how it would look with that. Now, okay, you can also rename the design type. You don't like add heading. You can my design, and then click done, and it renames it right there. You can make it public, or it's not on public, it's actually private. If you make it public, other people that use Canva can see what you're doing. You could have it for you and order it from there, but I don't recommend that. I would go to your local printer, and whether it's Staples or Kinko's or whatnot, and use that. It's really cool. But if anyone has any questions so far on the software?
Where's the hand raiser? Is it this?
It should be in the bottom tray, Martha.
What is that?
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
See it? And it's not easy to see. And there's my little PDF, which is little, but again, you can put it then on a flash drive and take it with you to a printer. The ability to use this for two different things in one, to me, were just great. I thought would be a great help for our clubs.
Lisa, do you have us muted?
No, I didn't actually. You were not muted through the whole thing, Martha.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not able to mute my own phone, but I do have a couple of questions.
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
I was asking the question, the software that you're using right now, did you say that it's available for all the BPPR?
Not yet. I'm still in discussions, and I'm waiting for a quote to come back from the people that created Canva. You can get it up to 30 people. We have well over 150 turned people as BPPRs. So what I want to do is get a pricing that will encompass everyone, like you did with Meetup, and let people take advantage of it from that standpoint. So that way it doesn't matter who's in position as a BPPR, say the next year or the year after that, everyone will still have the ability to get into it once they get us the quote and the district leadership approves it. That's what I'm waiting for now. And that would come out of our budget, I think. I would either that or I'd split it with the administration part. That's what we're working on.
Okay. It seems that I downloaded this software. No, Prince downloaded this software a couple of years ago, and I should start playing around with this.
I think it was a download then. It's now completely browser-based. So, like, let's say someone was making a TLI file for you, put it into the MailChimp, and then you told them, well, you know, we've got some changes that have to be made. Rather than having to go back to their computer, which could be another 3 or 4 hours, you can sign in from your phone or your tablet if you have your computer with you, or you can go to the library for 30 minutes, sign into Canva here, make the change and get it done and back to you or to anyone who ever needs that in a quicker, timelier manner, which to me is, again, why I really like this. It doesn't matter what browser you're in or what operating system that you're using. It's just a really cool program.
It looks like it. Prince is going to kill me that I didn't ever try it.
Well, like you, I downloaded it when it was still a download, and I didn't use it because I've got all my stuff. But my husband actually was one that challenged me along with a couple of clients to try and solve something like this without using my own software, because not everybody runs around with a professional version of Adobe, and not everybody can use Microsoft to make it do the things it's supposed to do when it's not supposed to. This is just a cool tool that I really like. Does anyone else have any questions?
With the pictures that we make, our flyers, can we send that to MailChimp?
You can't send it to MailChimp, but you can send it to the PRM and let them put it then into the MailChimp. It'll be ready to go either as a JPEG to attach or embed in the MailChimp, or you could download it to your local computer as a PDF and print them off as flyers to take to your club meeting, to work, wherever. But it works in either format.
Okay, thank you. And I was going to say there is a lot of echo tonight.
How's that?
Much better.
Okay, great. Then what I'd like to do, other than to encourage you to go ahead and make a free account and just play with it and see what you can do with it. And again, I'm going to continue my discussions to get the quote in from Canva so we can make it available to all our VPPRs. I'd like to then, with the last 10 or so minutes, if we don't get cut off early again, answer any questions you're having about trying to create a flyer or doing anything for marketing your clubs at this point.
I wanted to start making flyers for activities that are coming up, but I think most of the speech competitions and other activities are after the holidays, correct?
They are, which means we can do a lot of getting, let's see where I'm at now. We can do a lot of getting used to things now, so that way we're not trying to figure out how to make it work when we really need it to. We'll be a little bit more proficient at it, if that makes sense.
It does. Are there any recommendations? Because I was thinking there's Valentine's Day coming up. I was thinking of making different seasonal flyers, and then that way I would be ready for whatever comes up.
I would, and what I did as VPPR when I did this a couple of years ago, I went out to Google and typed in Toastmasters, looking for Toastmasters like open house flyers, for example. So let me see if my computer will cooperate. And I can show you. And then what I did from that point is I put it to images, because if you do just a Google search plus open house flyers, I could do the template, but I want to see what other flyers they're doing. If I just do this, I'm going to see what came up in Google from Toastmasters, and they're pretty candid. They're not bad, but all they are links and articles. So if you open it to images, then you can see not just what the district did, but sometimes what other people are doing too, and get some ideas for something like, say, for butterflies. This would work for spring, or for people who are kind of nervous about trying to give a speech or a presentation in front of people. It's an excellent flyer, actually. And they have other things they've done down here as well. So they don't just have to rely on the canned flyers that we can download from the Toastmasters.org resources button. We can also try and make our own, provided we don't violate the logo. And that's the only thing that, as our own positions require, we have to protect the logo and the brand at all times, no matter what we do. So like here, this doesn't violate it because gradient they're using is actually approved by District 3 because that's their coloring and whatnot. District 3, by Toastmasters.org. That's their color of the burgundy, and they put it into a gradient. More than likely, that was probably approved. The only thing I would have been picky about is the Monday, getting too close to the logo itself and tilting it. So anytime you create something, like in your case, Kelly, you're going to try and do some seasonal stuff, I would try and create it and then send it into brand@toastmasters.org at least 2 weeks before you need to actually start distributing it. Give them about 3 or 4 days to take a look at it to make sure, are you using all the right fonts? Is anything touching that shouldn't be? Did you tilt the logo? Maybe we don't want you to this time. Let them take a look at it and give you some guidance on what you can do with it. I know that one. Oh, you're welcome. I know with one flyer that was done, was sent in to me for approval, the one thing I did was told them to make their link for like email or website a little larger and to not put it into a lime green behind a white background. That would be almost the same as this little yellow butterfly. If all it was a straight yellow on a white background, very hard to read, and that's what the links were. So I asked them to redo that, and it worked much better.
Lisa.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. This is Martha. I have one question for you. I did see the Small Business Expo event that's coming up at the end of the month.
Yes.
I noticed inside of the booklet, we have the same ad inside of that booklet. Is it possible that they did not receive your ad that you did for the district for this year?
I hope not, because they didn't email me and tell me that they didn't get it. That would make me mad. But I'll get after Neil
right.
and ask him about that tomorrow.
The reason I was asking you that, do you have all of your volunteers for that event?
No, I don't. Of the people I've asked so far, I've been told they're too busy. They can't do it at this point in time. So I don't know how many volunteers I'm going to actually have. My first thought is I'm not going to have any.
Now. Right. We're on the phone now, and you might want to just ask the VP PRs if some of them can come out and help. If you have it all set on the times and everything that you would want people to come out. That's a suggestion.
That's not a bad idea, and I've got to finalize all that by Thursday, so that way everybody does have their final, here's what we're doing and how we're doing it. I've got the spreadsheet ready for the entries of the referrals, so that way they can gather the information, we can do it digitally, and then send everything into the club growth director for follow-up. So that's a good question. Let me take Martha's suggestion up here. Would anyone that's on the call be available to help at the Small Business Expo on the 31st?
What time is it?
Goes, I believe, from 9 to 1:30, but we have to get there earlier for setup. I'm going to get there between 6:30 and 7 for setup. And then we have to break down afterwards. So I'm guessing from about my timing would be about 6 or 6:30 or 7 to 3. But volunteers, if you even have just an hour or two, what it's going to be is we have a table set up with all of our Toastmasters information on there for District 3. We're encouraging people to come up and fill out a referral slip. So I kind of stole this idea from Tucson, but I like the idea. And what we want people to do is to fill out the referral slip so we can refer them to a club or to get information for them about Toastmasters itself. And then we're being more proactive about our marketing because they'll get a half of it, just like you would in a networking group. We're going to take the other half, enter their information in, give it to the club growth director so they can start following up with these potential members and get them to go look at a club and see if they'd want to join a club or start a club of their own. There are a lot of business people that attend this, and what we're doing then is using this as a launch pad to get more corporate clubs started.
And Lisa, one of the best ways that you've been doing the PR meeting, that would be a great way too with the, I believe you call it doodling, and it's got all the different times in, and people can put in the time that they could actually come and help you based on, the schedule that you send out. It's a really good tool.
Okay.
I love it.
I'll do a deeper dive. I know I can do it by the week. I didn't know I could do it by the hour, and that would help tremendously.
You can do it by the hour. That's the way we've always done it for the that big event that we do in Tucson,
Yes.
Festival of Books.
Yep.
That's the way we did it. It was so awesome.
Oh, wow.
I mean, everybody shows up on time and everything. You send it out. It's like a little calendar. You send it out, and people put their names in there, and they're scheduled basically. And everything comes back to you as the person who originated it, which is pretty awesome.
Cool.
That
Okay,
will help you.
I like that. No, thank you very much. I'll take a deeper dive into that so that way we've got that. That would be cool. I think I made an account for that
Yes,
for the
because
PRM, but I didn't know I could do it by the hour. That's awesome.
yes, you surely can. Pretty cool.
You. Oh, I love you. Thank you.
Not a problem. I don't know if I'll be there to help you this time because I have an appointment scheduled for that day.
Okay.
And I'll do my best to come on one of those days when you send the calendar out. Not one of the days, but one of the hours at least.
Okay, that'd be great. And if not,
one day this time.
okay, that'd be great. And if you don't have it on your schedule and don't have the time, not a problem. Not a problem. But
okay,
thank
no
you,
problem.
Martha. You're awesome. Thank you. One last thing to show you: if you want to delete a design, click the little black arrow on the top right, move it to the trash, and it's gone. Any other questions? We've got about another 5 minutes before this software will make me stop. Okay, if there are no other questions, thank you very much for your time tonight. I really appreciate it. And again, because of your participation and the input, we're going to have this as a recording that will be sent out hopefully a little sooner. I'm working with Don. He's doing a great job getting these ready for us on YouTube. I'll make sure that gets out then on the MailChimp. We'll make sure it gets out on the website hopefully by the end of this week. We'll have the links there and whatnot. Then not just for our current people, but for future PRs, VP PRs to look back and see what we did and get some ideas for what they can do for the next people that come after us. So again, thank you all for your time tonight, and I look forward to seeing you next week.